Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let me welcome once again to Riding Tiger with Arijit, which is basically a small podcast and a video show to bring people who are change makers from across the world. And as you have seen, we have brought more than 50 plus people till date since last 2 months to show you that the kind of work that's happening during the pandemic. And believe me or not, you will get great people who are actually thinking big and executing big during pandemic. The only sole reason is they want to make the world more beautiful, whatever it is. They don't want to change the world, rather they want to update the world. And guess what? We have got a guest from Spain, Professor Kuba. Hello,
Hello,
welcome
hello,
to Riding Tiger.
hello. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. My name is Kuba, and I'm from South Florida, actually. Right now, I'm living in Spain.
Wow.
And yeah, thanks for the intro.
Super. So how do you like the spaghetti over there? How do you love the environment? Tell us more. We're excited.
Oh, Spain is a wonderful place. You go from the beach to the mountains. The food is amazing. The lifestyle is great. The people are amazing. It's a country built on tourism, and it's wonderful. I can't get away from it.
Awesome. So professor, as the name suggests, you are actually a professor, and I always fear about all the professors in my life because in my school days, I always used to skip my history classes. I hope you're not a history teacher, right?
No, I'm not a history teacher.
Ah, my life is
Absolutely.
saved. My life is saved. Amazing. Okay, so what do you do, and how do you actually propose to bring some update into the modern world? I heard that you are building an amazing, cool business model. Could you please tell us about yourself, your background, and maybe on the top of it, you can just put the cherry on the top about your business model and what you're doing.
Okay, absolutely. Sure, I'd be happy to. So I'm actually a native English speaker. I grew up in South Florida, and I always was traveling between America and Europe, connecting with a lot of individuals. But I always noticed that the English language, it was hard to perfect for native people and Europeans. I'm sure everyone across the world as well can relate, but uh, I was always teaching sports. So I was a swimming teacher. I was a volleyball coach. I was a baseball coach as well. And in these past 10 years, I had this idea of teaching languages through immersive activities, so sports. And I was teaching, I had to learn a little bit of Spanish to be able to teach in the pool, for example, some kids, even adults. So I noticed that languages have like this, every language has a similar structure, and you can understand somebody without even understanding the language,
True.
whether it's body languages or the tone of voice. So speaking was like the biggest quality that I wanted to enhance in people's lives. And I think that I created this application. It's already out. It's out on the Google Play Store. It's called
Wow.
Native Planeta. And the idea is to put people into classrooms where they can teach each other through organized lessons how to talk. And you start with the verb to be. Okay, so to be or not to be, that's the question. But if you can master the verb to be in the present, in the past, and the future, in any language, you're you're on a good path. Okay, so I had to learn English, Spanish, and Polish to be able to understand the grammar structure. And right now the app is live. There's around 30 users. It's a baby. It's only been out for 2 days, but hopefully there's a lot of language learners out there that are trying to practice storytelling and yeah, talking about their life and their life experiences, what they have learned and sharing it with the world.
Wow. Super. So if you have started an application in Android store, I'm sure it's gonna be in the iOS store as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. But you know, I always say you got to start somewhere, see how it develops, and then poco a poco. That means little by little in spin.
Of course, because Android users and iOS users are always mindset wise, they are actually different. So it's very easy to understand the market first with Android because it's easy to upload any application and approved in Google Play Store. And then you have variety of devices which can actually translate for any kind of education, and kids, they usually love to go for online at this moment. And to be very honest, let me be very honest with you, Professor. I was talking about going complete digital in the year of 2016 in a couple of places, couple of countries, that this is going to be the future. People laughed at me. They thought that I'm talking something which is rocket science or something which is probably from Mars. But look at us at the moment. During pandemic, we don't have any choice, but there are multiple number of opportunity that's opening up. When you go digital, when you go actually online, you can get several people, several teachers, different kind of training materials into one single platform, and any student can actually grab it and have an opportunity to learn and enhance their skill set. It's a fabulous work that you're doing. Kudos for that. But how did you got this idea to create a platform and then launch it, and then how do you make business out of it?
Okay, so that's the thing. This is a free education platform, and I wanted everyone in the world to have access to it. That's why I started with Google, well, the Google Play Store, because I know that there's a lot of Android users in the world. Okay, maybe they don't have the money to pay for an iPhone, let alone English classes with a native teacher. So that's why I wanted to put people onto the platform. And I have this concept of working smarter, not harder. I want to be able to send a message in 5 seconds rather than type a 5 second message, because this takes a lot of time. And anyway, six months ago, I came with just an idea of teaching lessons, but I don't want to teach one-on-one. And I noticed how you can connect with so many more people with technology. Technology is a wonderful thing. And COVID, if anything, it has taught us that technology is here and it's here to stay for forever. And last year, I had different plans. I wanted to organize groups and events and all these things, training camps and sports. But then I realized, why not put all the information online and people can still learn, because the internet is so accessible now. And yeah, I think, yeah, it's cool. Education is for a teacher. If a teacher can know how to use education, it can even create jobs. So content creators, like teachers need that. People that can make visuals and post stuff onto Instagram, even build websites, anything's possible.
Super, super, super. And how many kind of lessons that you have into the application? And if we may understand, can teachers register over there to probably teach people? And do you have any kind of understanding about making money out of it, or you want to do it on a philanthropical basis?
So right now, my main clients have been cybersecurity experts that, and I have this, actually this, my main class that I teach is gaining trust in under 60 seconds. Okay, so you have to, there's big concepts like how long you are talking to somebody. So the duration of a conversation or a relationship, the frequency, the proximity, and the intensity. If you guys have any sort of bond, okay, how intense is this bond? So these are little things that I go over talking about with my clients, but clients that work in cybersecurity have to be able to, I don't know, trust all of their sources. So one-on-one, I teach lessons, but then I also teach group lessons. And now with this application, I just want to bring more people, work with, I don't know, textbook companies. I created a book, actually. You learn one verb per day, and I let it be. I want it to be free because I want people to know how I understand a language to be. So right now it's free content, but maybe in the future, I don't know, we'll see. I want to create like a subscription-based model where every month you get a new book. It's another 30-day challenge, but I also have this concept. It's studying 30 minutes per day is 163 hours at the end of the year. So it's investing in your time right now. Don't waste your time, because in 1 year, you're going to look back and see what you did in the past year. Is it productive or not?
Super. In fact, I know two people. One is from Australia, another one is from US. They are actually making a platform with education. And to be very, very open and honest with you, I run probably one of the oldest game development training institute here in my country, India. We started in 1998 with only one student, and we trained over 5,000 in due course of time, of course.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and we have global students coming from Japan, Taiwan, China, Russia, Indonesia, Germany, Spain, I mean, all across the world. And because it's online, people can actually join. And I understand the kind of impact that you really wanted to make, and the kind of opportunity that is actually there for all the kids around the world to learn and understand. It's a beautiful initiative. I would love to promote your application, would love to give you more subscribers. So if you can probably provide us the name of the application in this call, it will be great. Maybe people can download. What's the name?
Sure. It's nativeplaneta.com, or the application. You can download the application I have a link on my website, but the app is going to always be called Native Planeta. You got your whole planet of native people. Everyone's a native. Everyone has a skill that they can teach. You can record your voice right now and say, this is how you solve a problem. You have to show the problem, and here's the solution, and give it maybe examples. But no matter what language you speak, wherever you're from, you can teach something. I think it's the great concept. I want to get more teachers on there. I want to create a whole new platform for content creators, for educators, for storytellers. And I don't know, we're experimenting with this online industry, but I don't know. I think it's a work in progress. Nothing's gonna happen overnight, but you combine other people's visions together, and something good can come out.
100%, 100%. That's how you can actually bootstrap, and that's how you can grow. So you can actually share your concept to other like-minded people. And I'm sure there are people who would love to contribute, share their knowledge, and probably be a part of the big ball game. Who can say it can become a unicorn in a couple of years? And I wish all the goodness. And I'm really happy that I'm actually talking to you and learning about the kind of thought process that you have. Could you please tell us about your experience about teaching students, mainly specifically in Europe, and how are they different from maybe other countries? If you have some experience working with maybe in Florida, or probably if you compare the Florida ecosystem with the Spanish ecosystem.
Okay, interesting question, and I have to think about it. But let me tell you this: I got my master's degree in international education in Madrid, and I had a wonderful experience there, where I was a volleyball coach and then also an English assistant. So the whole year I was working with kids that were from 8 years old to 18 years old. And I noticed that whenever there was somebody different, me, I'm a tall guy, I'm 2 meters tall, and I'm quite, I don't know, funny sometimes. But I like this breaking the ice and being able to laugh with the students rather than, tell them information. You have to learn this. No. Asking questions. And when students are interested, they ask you the questions, and then they ask each other the questions, and then this whole peer concept of teaching is what just brought up by conversation. And everyone's the same, really. Everyone is a kid. They just keep growing up. Everyone should be asking questions, and everyone should be curious. Just staying creative. That's what I want to get people to understand. Just never stop like thinking outside the box.
Super. So how do you define knowledge and learning? What is learning for you and what is knowledge for you?
Okay. Well, learning is the knowledge, I guess, that you can retain and be able to explain. But I don't know, you have your whole life to learn and develop your own ideas. You're allowed to think differently than other people. I think that's what everyone should understand. As long as you're able to defend your point of view, you're not going to say something and not know why you're saying it. Or if you see something on Facebook and it's fake news, please don't go saying what you saw on your phone for 1 second. Read a little bit about it, understand different points of views, analyze it on your own, teach yourself. But you don't have to be teaching everybody just because you learned something. No, just talking, asking questions, trying to, deep learning. That's what we're into. You can't learn enough about one subject. I had to look at like English and see why is English so hard. And then I realized, Shakespeare, everyone knows to be or not to be. This is the first thing that people learn in English literature. It's a simple concept that you can really try to analyze.
Great. And talking about the same, you initially said that you don't need to speak in a particular language. Without speaking, people can talk. And I firmly believe that. I trust that concept since my childhood. But because you are the hero over here in this show, could you please explain our audience, which will be, of course, curious to understand what is this concept? Without speaking, you can understand others. Without talking, you can actually express. Is it possible? If it is, how this can happen?
Okay, good question. All right, so you said you are the hero, okay, and then my face lit up. So I thought, okay, this makes me feel good. But when you say you are, okay, the conversation is focused on you, right? But I am, now the conversation is on me. So if I just talk about I am tall, I am a boy, and then one by one, you're building your foundation of the knowledge that you have. But everyone starts somewhere. And if you say, I'm fine, thank you, okay, that's like a response everyone knows if they have like a basic understanding of English. And then if you can just try to bring out, I don't know, somebody else's response, this is the conversation. I just try to teach through conversations. Yeah.
So that's okay. That's great. But okay, let me ask you this. Probably asking you a lot of questions because not every day I get in touch with such kind of people who are passionate about language and teaching. When you look at the language like Mandarin, they are more of not a letter, they are more of drawing.
Yeah.
We look at English as a language, that's more of as letters, 26 different letters. Now, if I come back to Sanskrit, so I can read, write, and speak in Sanskrit. So probably that gives me encouragement to understand other language as well.
Mm-hmm.
If we look at our native languages, say for an example, Bengali or Hindi or Gujarati or Marwari, we have a lot of different language in India. We have also letters, but our expression, and if you translate that expression into some other language, it usually dilutes sometimes. Right?
Okay.
Do you agree?
Okay. Yes. See, I don't know Mandarin. I was recently working with a group of students from Saudi Arabia, and they have the Arabic language. And then I was even studying a little bit of the words to see why does this word have these letters, but I do not know anything about the Arabic alphabet. And I think maybe if I gave myself 1 year, I could learn about it. But then since I'm Polish, I was introduced to Russian Cyrillic language, and that was mind-blowing too, because it's just something that we're not used to. But these people that are used to these languages or these different alphabets, it gives them an opportunity to look at something else, something different, and understand it, because they know this hard concept, they can make this easy concept easier. Usually these foreigners, that like Russian people, Chinese people, they can, Indians, you can master a language that's like simple, like English. English is hard to master, but you can look at it and compare it. I don't know. You can probably tell me more, right?
Okay,
I
I'll give you a small example. If you talk about Russian as a language, Russian language, as per my study, I'm not a educationist. I differ. I mean, I'm not from that background, but I studied a lot about language and culture. I'll tell you the reason why I did that. But when I digged deep, I found that Russian language is actually highly impressed from Sanskrit. Probably somewhere thousands of years ago, we had a connection with Russia directly. And if you go through Sanskrit and Dravid, you can easily understand Russians, what they're speaking about.
Wow, that's amazing.
My question is different. When we greet in Russian, like we say "Privyet," it's
Привет.
something related to hello in English, or it's a greetings like how are you? It's called
Mm-hmm.
Katila, right? So, but my question is, like, probably we need to explore it together. If we say "Privyet," does it mean hello exactly, or is similar to hello?
Okay, good question. And I have to compare it to Spanish and Polish right now. Spanish, you say buenos dias, or buenas tardes, buenas noches. In Polish, you would say dzień dobry, dobry wieczór. Okay, so all of this means good morning. You don't say hello, you say good morning, good afternoon. So maybe привет and das vidanie, they don't have, you can't translate these things to hello and goodbye. It's impossible.
Super.
Like adios is to God, but it really just means like goodbye.
That was my question to you, actually, because when we try to teach students or probably kids that this is the meaning of this word, probably we are translating, and while translating we are sometimes diluting the meaning. It's not the
Mm-hmm.
exact one, but I really
Mm-hmm.
loved your concept. The reason I asked you that, you said it's a beautiful line, trust me. I mean, it's a great line that you have said. To learn and understand, you don't need a language, you need expression. Probably that's what you mean when you started initially, okay? And
Yeah.
expression doesn't need any kind of language. Expression can be from anyone, it can be from an animal as well. We
Mm-hmm.
understand if a tiger is hungry or not. We can understand whether a cat is probably happy or not very happy, right? With the expressions, with the
With their
sound,
body language
body
too, with
language.
their tail.
So
Absolutely.
when you teach through the application, probably you are taking care of all such kind of activities, and I'm sure that it's gonna grow like anything. Would love to add a couple of things into your application, probably using augmented reality. You can actually understand the body language of a kid, and that can enhance the entire process. But that's for future. Do you have such kind
Absolutely.
of future thought process that you'll be probably integrating stuffs and then improving the entire training module of yours?
Well, thank you so much for asking that. I do want to provide individuals with courses for virtual reality where they can put on the goggles and let's say they're learning Spanish. Why not take a trip to Spain, for example, and you can have a coffee in Madrid, you can have a beer in Galicia, or if you're learning French, you can look at food, try different mussels, escargot. And really, the idea is now with the help of the internet, you can use all 5 senses that you have and trigger your brain to think and remember things better. The unknown information, you're going to be able to store that and come back to it after the lesson.
Super.
Yeah, so yeah, the virtual reality is the next step.
I'm sure about it. And I was curious to know that because I can see that in your eyes that you are going towards that structure. Okay, I think we understood that the kind of change that we are doing. There is a saying in Sanskrit, is a sloka. I will probably take that for your reference. It's called Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Yotirgamaya, Mrittorma Amritangamaya, Aviravirma Yedhi, Rudra Yatte Dakshinang Mukham, Tenamang Pahinityam. I'll give you the meaning of the first line. Asatoma Sadgamaya means from non-truth. I shouldn't say lie, okay? From non-truth, take me towards truth. Asato means asatya, means non-truth. Take me towards truth. Tamasoma yotirgamaya. This is the line which can be used in any education platform, meaning tamasa means the dark part, the darkest night, the darkest being, okay? From dark part of life, take me towards light, take me towards knowledge, okay? And the reason I am enchanting this sloka, because if you look at the history of Sindhuism, probably, I don't know, maybe 10,000 years back, all these kind of thought process was actually being taught in a different manner. Probably the human brain, the neurons that we have, we are forgetting the use of our neurons. We are so much dependent on maybe the keyboard or maybe the smartphone that we have. We are forgetting that how to use our brains. And I'm happy that you're bringing that with something which I call as enabler. I'm a technologist, my friend, but till date, I firmly believe that technology is a catalyst. Okay, it's a catalyst to marry the real life with human neuron.
Bazinga. Absolutely, man. I'm so happy you said that because for example, I love knowing where I'm going. Okay, this is in real life. I can remember that this store is over here. I don't need Google Maps to tell me, or I don't need Google Maps to track me everywhere I go. I can find my way. And the way is the light. We have to search for the light, find hope, okay? And trust yourself because you're not dumb. Your phone makes you smarter. That's it.
Simple. So it's not a smartphone. It's actually you are smart. And that's the reason you're using that phone. Okay. Now probably
beautiful.
Now probably is the time for rapid fire. I'll ask you 5 questions probably towards something which is really, really personal to you. Okay?
Okay.
Sure? You want to go for
it? Yeah. Hit me. I have nothing to hide.
Okay. First question to you. You're sitting in a cafe and you want to order, and this is evening. You will go for coffee or tea or beer?
Okay. It depends on the environment and it depends on the time because I don't drink coffee too late and I am a really big tea drinker, but if I'm with company, then I'll have a beer. But I actually prefer wine than beer.
Super. Okay. Batman or Superman?
Batman, just because he's the underdog in the fight.
Who is your superhero?
I was really interested in Daredevil because he had to use all of his senses, you know, when he's fighting the bad guys, with taking down the big bad guys. He can't see, but he uses his, you know, he trusts himself to do his magic.
What is life for you?
Ooh, life is about challenging yourself and learning.
Okay, given a choice, if you want to go back to your past, what do you tell yourself, to your younger self, when you was probably 10 years old?
Okay, don't put your eggs in one basket. I thought I was gonna be a professional baseball player, and then I realized like baseball isn't everything. And then I started, yeah, no eggs in one basket. Just be curious, try a lot of things. You have a lot of time. The next 10 years, you live your life in stages, and you don't need to focus only on one thing.
Amazing. Last question to you. What's your future goal in next 10 years?
Uh, well, I am really lucky. I have combined a passion with my life, and I'm trying to make a living out of it. My 10-year goal would be just getting a certain amount of people onto my platform. Just being able to make education free and accessible for everybody.
Professor, it's been a pleasure. I have taken interview of probably thousands of people, to be very honest, trust me on this, in several different platforms. I never ever started my own podcast in the last 23 years. The reason I started this because a lot of people asked me to do this. And I'm really blessed to have a discussion with you. Believe me or not, you are an amazing person. I wish all the happiness, all the greatness that would happen to your life and your goals and your future. You are an excellent human being, and I'm all in if I can help you in any way, in any chance, in any part of my life. I'll be honored and blessed. Thank you so much.
Yo, thank you very much. Thank you for, you're a natural at this, I have to say. This is what the first podcast I have done, and I am impressed by all of your questions. I think you're a natural, you're an expert, you can tell. And I learned already in 30 minutes, 40 minutes. How long have we been talking? You gave me confidence, and people, we need more people like you in this world.
I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Okay, so we can stop the live stream now. We can